Right, we've got Apprentice in the seat today. Finally caught Dad breaking something for once. 5 foot now. That's how you do a Tyre Sandpit. This is my brother's one. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly. What a beast. Big breakdown. It's the drill working there. Just emptying this fencing kit into the fencing trailer because we're away to pick up the old tyres off of Dunk's tractor because they got swapped out. Sandpits if anyone wants them. Loaded up, head home now. That's how you do a Tyre Sandpit. This is my brother's one. So we bury it halfway in, line the inside with a polythene type material and fill it up with sand. So we've got some tyres, free of charge. There'll be a delivery fee, but I'm not going to go like 50, 100, 200 miles. Very local. Just in here now at Sellers. So our baler's a class baler as well. And we had a broken part on it. This wee bit here, you can see this end is sheared. So it's to do with the disengagement of the drive when the back door opens. So he's got me a, it's not the same one, it's different. He didn't have the right one in stock, but he says that'll work, so hopefully it'll work. Tyre's coming off now. We had one from before as well. We might put one in the shop car park with a picture of the sandpit. Tyre's off. Empty trailer, so we'll just take this off now. We're just away to dig up these trees. The ones we planted before, they have to come out again. Done. Trees are out. Dad's just been having a tidy up in all this section, just because we might need to park some cars here. And also it's handy to have at harvest time if we've got an excess amount of crop, dump it here. Brush going back on so we can do that bit of concrete we cleared. Keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. Roll it back, flick it back a bit. That's all the sweeping that needs to be done. I'll show you that pad in a second once I'm passing it again, but I'm just going to go and empty the bucket. There's not a huge lot of stuff in there, and it's quite good when it's wet, it's been raining, because then when you're brushing it up, it's not a big clump of stew in the air, and it's not just coming out the other side of the bucket and landing somewhere else in the yard. That's the patch. It doesn't look clean, but there's no rubbish lying on top of it. Once it rains a few times, that'll flush out and it'll clean off properly. Finally caught Dad breaking something for once. Here you go. He's dragged them about the yard because he didn't plug the hydraulics in because he was just filling it up. And he's parked it up, let it off, and he's crushed the electric connector. Finally, and I've got it on video. To be fair, the electric connector is cheap as chips, just as well I didn't break any of the couplers. They're a bit more awkward. So today, hopefully we're going to get combining about 11 o'clock. There's quite a bit of dampness through the night, so I'm going to take a wee bit to burn off once the sun comes out. Just out feeding the cattle, check what's in the feed feeder. Eating a wee bit more now, starting to ramp it up a wee bit, which is better. Updating the sunflowers, 5 foot now, not much to go till they're 6 foot. They've done really well, to be honest. Such a thick crop, possibly even too thick, but they all seem to be flourishing. There's none getting left behind, so I think they'll be alright. They look quite good, they look very good, very good. See the path now, if most stuff is completely dead and gone now. Path's taking shape. There's a few kind of lower points. There's a patch over there where the sunflowers are only kind of a couple of feet tall, but that won't matter. You can see the heads are starting to form now, so in there, that's the wee head that'll become a big yellow sunflower. Just coming along the road to farm number 2 where Dunk's just come to the combine. He's going to do his daily checks on that before we get going. Blow down bits and bobs. I'm taking the subsoiler off of this tractor. This is Dunk's tractor, and I'll go and put a trailer on it ready for carting grain. So I'll take that home once I've got this off. And we're off. First pit stop, AdBlue and diesel. Next stop, there's a weight on the front of my tractor just now. I'm going to take it off over here. That's it off now. Next stop, get a trailer on the back of this tractor. Trailer's on now, just need to hook up on the lines and whatnot. Bigger guys have arrived. Concrete tomorrow, so they're all preparing for that. That's them with their forklift. It's got the forklift to take the concrete off of the lorries and pour it into place. They like to do it like that. They get more accurate and less of a splash as well up the walls. Makes a good job anyway. 10:45. Still got quite a bit to do in the shed, and we're starting at 11. So Kev's going to get the reel for the combine. Dunk's going to take the combine along the road to where we're going. I'm supposed to be the first trailer, so I'll need to get there and I need to leave soon. So I need to leave some of this to Dad to finish off. He'll be here kind of getting the dryer going and shifting the other winter stuff down here. Next crop is a seed crop, and it's getting collected Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday. No, it's getting tested on Wednesday to check it's all good, germination and whatnot, and then Thursday it's getting taken away. So it's Monday today, so we need to get it in, dried, off, and ready for collection. So that's what the plan is. So we need to get everything else out of the way so we can get that out. We'll just get all this brushed, and then I'll need to head along the road. That's the floor swept now. Doesn't look like it's clean. A lot of dust, and dry dust just comes out that wee slit at the top. Just off the phone from Kev there, so they've started along the road. So that means I'm already late. So I need to get going. Forklift just dumped that there. Still got the bucket and brush, but I've finished brushing, so Dad can put that away and finish it. Bottom shed's almost finished, ready for grain. Just get going, me and Kev will be bringing it back in. We've got 55 acre today, and we're starting at 11, so should be an easy one if the weather goes fine and everything goes smoothly. Just pulled up now, it's actually perfect timing. His lights just come on. By the time I get around there, he'll be ready. Frustratingly though, this field's got quite a few bits lying now. It's not awful, but there are a few bits, and that's because I spoke about this earlier. This is the one field and the one next door that we were concerned about because it missed that growth regulator spray. So there's a few patches that are lying low. I'll show you them in a second. You can see now, so obviously when he's doing the first round there's no space for a trailer to drive, so he just cuts in, makes a wee path for me, he'll reverse back, and then he'll cut what's in front of him and I'll draw into that gap. That face over there, quite flat. That's the first of it coming out of this field now. So he's ran dry now, he'll just neck forward, boom in, and away he goes again. It's got down there around the corner. So you can see here, here's a tram line here, and there's still quite a bit of green through it. And that's because of the seed crop. We can't spray it with glyphosate. So the last field was just over there. It was a feed crop, so we could spray it. So it meant any tramline green bits like that died off by the time we combined it. So that's the difference between a seed crop and a feed crop in terms of putting glyphosate on it and what it does to it. So what I'm meaning by lying bits is these bits. So these obviously have been hit by the rain and they've not been able to withstand it. They're weak and they're top heavy because they missed that growth regulator spray. It's a bit annoying because that holds moisture, so if there's moisture about, we're still waiting on the crop drying, that holds moisture significantly more than a standing crop because it dries out, it's got air all about it, round about it to dry it out. So there's one because of that. Two, it slows down the combine, depends which way it's lying, it can be awkward to lift. This is okay. The worst is oats. Oats, if they lie flat, are very flat and very awkward to lift. It's not too bad, to be fair, and it doesn't look like there's any seeds starting to shed off the crop either. So as long as we get it all today, it'll be fine. You can also get a bit of sprouting, because that would hold the moisture way more than the tall bits. The moisture doesn't just run off like it would on these. It'll sit in there, and it can cause the crop to actually germinate and grow if you don't get to it quick enough, if it's left in wet conditions for a while. This will be fine though. Yesterday's question of the day, I asked what was this in the trailer, and it's the stand or the skid plate for the drawbar. So it'll go through there, that ring there, and it'll sit down here. It means you can drop the trailer and the hook will come below the eye. Otherwise this would just go all the way straight to the floor and you wouldn't be able to get the trailer off. Kev's just pulled up there. I'll go and catch up with Dunk. You can see all this line crop all the way across this face. It seems to be the slope that's facing that way is worse. Just be a combination of the kind of wind direction and the rain direction on the day that it rained will have caused that. And now he's got an extra bout now, I'll be able to squeeze in behind and we don't need to pull in to fill. Just ready to tip now, right next to the pit. Just going to move these brushes and whatnot so I don't bury them. Next to Tom's RTKF box. So just tip it on this edge of the pit and then that'll move it in when he's ready to go. Kev's away with his first load. Dunk's over there, I need to go catch him up. I got back no problem to the field, just mainly because it's an end rig as well and there's some low bits, so it's slowed the combine a wee bit. But give me time to grease the trailer a wee bit and do some bits and bobs. Load number 2 coming out there. Try and keep it all on the trailer. So far so good anyway. There'll definitely be a few spills, there always is. That's Kev topped off. Just going to head off back to the yard to empty off. Right, we've got Apprentice in the seat today. He's going to do a load just now. This is Mike. Right, clutch, forward, accelerator over there, handbrake, off.
Here we go.
We're off.
How do you gear up? How many gears does that have? It's really to turn around. Do you have to land it in the middle? Is it 70%? You always have your beacon on. I just hope I don't spill it. And whereabouts do you sit on the combine? But do you line up with the cab? And can you take off in B2? Where's he going to turn? And is this where you've been spraying?
Ready, Mike, nervous.
I'm ready, I think. Don't want that open to start spilling out the back. It's filling up.
Last year I did it twice actually.
Well,
Perfect, you nailed that. Ease off the accelerator a little bit. Slow down. Now speed up a wee bit. Foot down, foot down. Foot down, a wee bit faster. A wee bit faster, yes.
Keep it straight, yeah. That's still in the middle, yeah?
Slow down a wee bit. Slightly to the right a bit. Slow down a wee bit.
First load ever.
Speed up a bit. Go right a wee bit. Speed up a bit. Right a wee bit. Slow down. Speed up. Speed up. Go right a bit. Slow down. Slow down.
I think the hard thing is to keep going straight and look behind. So I'm looking that way and I'm pulling it that way, and then you don't get so net looking back all day.
Tutorial over.
Tutorial done.
Question of the day. Rate Mike's driving out of 10. Nothing too low. Getting over the field now. I mean the hedge line's there and there's a wee pocket in there still to combine, but getting there, and then we're off to that wee triangle. It's just a small field there. Going really smoothly again so far. Hopefully it continues, we'll be finished 8, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock maybe.